Trajectory confirmed. Fuel pressure nominal.
Warhead armed, awaiting final clearance.
Keep moving! The next one is already here!
Confirmed alignment. Locking the rail now.
Clear the line. Disconnect now.
Confirm clear. Rolling next bird.
The impact sequence from the drone attack is shown in a wide overhead shot that captures the systematic pattern of the strike across the target complex.
The missiles, the jets, the drones, all of it came from facilities like this one. Modern warfare is sustained in...
The normal peacetime production schedules of defense contractors are completely inadequate. The transition to emergency 24-hour production...
The flow of finished weapons out of this facility does not pause for shift changes or meal breaks or weekends because the loading. The weapons being produced here are not simple manufactured goods, but complex systems with hundreds of components.
What actually happens inside one of these facilities when it transitions to 24-hour emergency production mode? What we are about to see is not a hypothetical scenario.
Everything from this point forward is running on a different clock. Time is measured in units per hour, and the only question that matters is...
Bay 3 is clear for the composite load.
Copy that. Routing the titanium to staging area 4.
A close examination of the raw material types being received shows the variety of materials that go into a modern weapons manufacturing operation.
These high-value specialized materials are handled with the additional care that their cost and scrap sensitivity demand.
Keep it moving. We're backing up the line.
Crane, lift that bundle now. We need the space for the next shipment.
The robotic arms section of the machining area is shown, where automated loading and unloading systems handle the transfer of components without human intervention.
The quality inspection stations within the machining hall are shown as coordinate measuring machines run automated measurement programs on.
Monitor the Z-axis closely. We've seen some parameter drift in the last hour.
All right, I'll prioritize the Z-axis and check the tooling wear after this cycle.
Slow down the ascent. Watch the clearance on the starboard side.
Copy that. Increasing precision now.
Thrust levels are stable at 98%.
Check the pressure curve against the specification limits.
Stress simulation testing is shown as assembled weapon systems are subjected to the vibration, thermal, and pressure conditions.
The targeting sequence is nominal. Cross-reference the telemetry data with the flight parameters.
Confirmed. All systems are within acceptable thresholds for deployment.
Our optimized protocols verify critical parameters rapidly. We decide quickly, accept, fail, or investigate.
Seal intact, Captain. All 20 units accounted for on the manifest.
Confirmed. Signing off on the chain of custody now.
We need those munitions loaded immediately.
Confirmed. Chain secured on the first unit. Next load ready on my mark.
We have a priority alert on shipment 401. Reroute through the Arctic transit lines.
Confirmed. ETA updated.
The factory is producing weapons faster than previously thought possible, and operational units are consuming them at an unprecedented rate.
The density of fire visible in this frame is only possible because the factories sustaining this operation never stopped producing.
The accuracy demonstrated in these terminal phase shots represents the quality standards maintained in our clean room assembly operations. The defining characteristic of modern industrial warfare, where the factory and the battlefield are not separate domains, but two ends of the same continuous process.
The strategic implications of affordable mass production. When the cost of a weapon system falls below a certain threshold,
The AI guidance systems assembled in the clean room are the enabling technology for the coordinated operations visible in these action scenes.
The multi-role character of modern drone systems means the same production line that produces strike drones also produces the
This continuous mass production
achieves an affordable unit cost, granting commanders the freedom.
Behind every weapon employed by the pilot, a female factory worker assembled it, a male African-American engineer verified it, and a female East Asian driver delivered it.
The speed with which a ground crew can rearm an aircraft with factory-produced weapons is a direct multiplier on the operational effectiveness of the Air Force.
The multi-domain operations you see are the operational expression of multi-line factory production, enabling simultaneous engagement across all fronts.
Plankton, the industrial engine that sustains modern warfare, noting that the loop never stops as long as the factory never stops.
The human foundation of industrial warfare. The industrial strength rests on the physical and mental endurance of the men and women who staff these facilities.
In industrial warfare, the factory is as decisive as the battlefield.
The continuous loop is undeniable. The assembly line feeds the battlefield, and the battlefield, in turn, demands more.
Maintaining maximum production rates across a complex multi-product facility for extended periods is, in itself, a strategic accomplishment. Operational freedom is one of the most important outputs of industrial power. A military unit that never runs out of weapons can operate in fundamentally different ways.
As the weapon launches, we understand the truth. These are not separate worlds, but two aspects of the same continuous industrial warfare.
In modern warfare, the factories that produce weapons are as strategically important as the forces that employ them. And
the difference between emergency surge production and sustainable continuous production. The most strategically valuable industrial capability.
The workforce is the most important variable in sustained industrial production. Maintaining skilled workers requires investment in workforce health, safety, and morale.
The supply chain that feeds the factory is shown as the continuous flow of raw materials, components, and subassemblies.
Technology as an enabler of industrial power. The digital infrastructure of modern defense manufacturing.
Power and battlefield power is drawn at still historical examples of industrial competition.
The reality behind the battlefield imagery is this. Every weapon came from a facility like...
The circle closes. We end by understanding the complete industrial system that makes this employment possible.
The broader strategic argument is delivered as the narrator speaks about the implications of emergency war factory capability for the future of armed conflict.
These are the true industrial warriors of modern conflict. Their contribution is as essential as the soldiers who employ the weapons they produce.
In the conflicts of the modern era, the outcome is decided not only on the battlefield, but inside the...
Because that is what emergency war factories do. They produce weapons 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they do not stop until